Hello. Today I am going to be reading some Am I the Asshole stories. The first one is using the keyword coming out. It is the top post from 10 months ago. Am I the asshole for how I, 37M, reacted to my son, 17M, coming out to me? 21,000 upvotes, 1.8 thousand comments. The flare reads asshole, using my lurking account. It's been pointed out that my title wording makes the post seem worse than it is, and I do apologize for that. That wasn't my intention. So I've always known my son had interest in men. He was slow on the pickup of incognito mode, and from the searches he made, I figured out he was at least bi-curious, if that's the proper term for it, since he hit puberty. Coming from a bi person, if he still thought he had interest in women and was simply testing out if he was bi per se, you probably did get that term right. Very good for you. But then again, that flare says asshole. Let's see how this story continues to develop. Well, last year he started bringing a boy around, and it was obvious they were dating, to the point that I figured that he knew I knew, and it wasn't a big deal to anyone. Well, apparently I was wrong. After school yesterday, he and his boyfriend came up to me and said there was something really important they needed to tell me. My son said that they were dating and they had been for a year. Well, I was surprised that he wasn't aware and knew it was a bit of... And I knew that... Let me try that again. Well, I was surprised that he wasn't aware. I knew and was a bit thrown off. My mouth moved faster than my brain and said, yeah, that's pretty fucking gay. Oh. Actually, he said, whoa, that's pretty fucking gay. But still, oh, lovely. Oh. Alright. Now, I thought it was peak comedy since it is in fact gay. However, I understand that the word gay in that way gives it a very negative undertone, hence the mouth faster than brain comment. Okay. I'm just gonna continue on. Now my son and I are usually pretty edgy with our humor. This being fairly tame for the stuff we joke about. While probably not appropriate for the situation, it wasn't a normal conversation between us. However, he and his boyfriend were very, very upset and left. I'm probably the asshole, but I thought I would check and see if y'all had some advice on what I can say to fix it. He currently won't respond to my texts or calls. I did not expect this to gain so much traction. It's a bit intimidating, lol. I am reading all the comments, though. Anyways, here's a small update. He's at his grandparents' house, which I knew. He told them to tell me that he'll be home tomorrow after school to talk. I'll update you after the conversation. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. He did not update us after the conversation. There's literally nothing more. That's okay, though. Yeah, in my opinion, you are the asshole. Your child clearly didn't know. Not clearly. Your child didn't know whether it seemed like he did or not that you knew he was gay. And having someone say, yeah, I could tell, whenever you're trying to tell them very sensitive information can be very hurtful. So, in my opinion, you kind of are the asshole. I don't really have any more advice for you on that. Next post. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my family move in because my 16-year-old son doesn't want them to? About 5 years ago, my husband cheated on me and then abandoned our family. It was an incredibly difficult time. I was left alone to raise our son, who was just 11 at the time. Yikes. Poor kid. I hope he got through it well. None of my family members offered any help or support. We were essentially on our own. The only person who helped us was my father, who was a great support system both emotionally and financially. When my father passed away 2 years ago, he left me a significant inheritance. This money allowed me to buy a house and provide a stable and comfort life for my son and me. Since my husband left, my son and I have become very close. We've been through a lot together and our bond is incredibly strong. I would do anything for him. Recently, some of my extended family members have fallen on hard times and asked if they could move in with us. Given our history, I was initially hesitant. I discussed it with my son, and he was very much against the idea. He remembers how nobody was there for us when we needed them most, and feels strongly that they shouldn't benefit from our home now. Understanding his feelings and valuing his comfort. Wow. I decided to tell my family that they couldn't move in with us. Now they're upset and accusing me of being selfish and ungrateful. They say that I owe them support because we're family. Okay. If they owed you support because you're family, why didn't you owe them support when they were going through a rough time? That doesn't make sense. You can't pull that card and expect them to just automatically adhere to it. I don't think I'm an asshole, and honestly don't care what they think as long as my baby is happy, but I still want to hear others' opinions. So am I the asshole for refusing to let my family move in because my son doesn't want them to, especially considering the way they treated us when we were the ones in need? In my opinion, no, not at all. Like I said, they can't pull that "you support me because we're family" card when you needed support and they completely ignored you except for your father. That is all sorts of wrong. In my opinion, let them know that you're not going to let them move in because they were just horrible people to you when you were in a time of need. Well, not necessarily horrible, but they were very unsupportive. And then if they take it badly, tell them, fix your attitude or get out of my life. If you're not going to be nice or care for me, but you expect me to care for you, no, that is not how that works. So top comment says, make it awkward. Send a group text or a chat and tell them that you will give them the exact same level of support as you got when your husband cheated and took off and you were left raising a child on your own. Simple as that, and they will either get the message and leave you alone or start pandering on with excuses. If they start with excuses, I'd go even more petty and use the exact same excuses back at them. Oh, well, we didn't know it was that hard for you, and we're past that now. I didn't know it was so hard for you, and well, you've already lost your house, so we're past that now. Hilarious that they all come out of the woodwork now that you have money. Idiots, all of them. I'd mess with them so badly just because they sound like absolutely awful people. Not the asshole, though, by a long shot. Alright, this one is courtesy of the Reddit homepage once more. Am I the asshole for being ungrateful about gold earrings when I only wear silver? Recently, I, 21F, had my birthday, and my boyfriend, 21M, of 3 years, took me out to dinner. After we had our meal, he told me he'd gotten a gift for me. Now, usually when he gets me gifts, it's never been too fancy. E.g., last year he got me a pair of shoes I've been wanting and some flowers. We're both in our early 20s and in college, so neither of us really have a lot of money, so I've never expected too much in terms of gifts. So when I saw the box of a company I would never even dare to look at, I was extremely excited, but when I opened the box, I saw a pair of gold earrings and my smile shrunk. I asked him why he would get me something if I only wear silver. He apologized, but I was still a bit annoyed, and I realized he started becoming more and more frustrated on our way to his car. I could tell my reaction was bugging him, and he eventually dropped me off at my apartment without coming inside and didn't even let me take the gift. I didn't want my night ruined, so I had some of my girls over, and I wasn't really on my phone. The morning after my birthday, I realized he had called me twice and sent me a message. To paraphrase, he basically said that he didn't realize it would be such a big deal. He never pays attention to my jewelry, and because he finds me beautiful with or without it. And guys just generally don't care about jewelry. I'm pretty torn now because I think I may have overreacted and seemed ungrateful. On the other hand, we've been dating for over 3 years and he doesn't even know what jewelry I like. Girl, you could not have just been grateful about the gift he got you from an expensive jewelry company? Now, I get it I don't get it. I really don't. I am a person who can wear both, so I don't get it. I think you're the asshole, though.